My contacts are really messed up, so I feel like I have a glass eye. So if you ever want to know what it feels like, I can tell you. So if I start getting an eye twitch, you know why. But first things first, I just want to say thank you. I love you guys more than anything. I hate speaking, but I'll do it for you. You know, it's funny because if they would have never met, me and Brandon would have never met. It's crazy. God is good. So, my poem is titled The Preacher's Wife. It says, our preacher is a man of God. He truly loves the Lord. He gives the greatest sermons. His congregation's never bored. He quotes the scriptures without looking. He shares the good book without end. He knows each member of the church and calls each one his friend. He constantly is working both at the church and at his home. He is very dedicated and spends much time with Christ alone. He spends hours on sermons which are truly God-inspired. He works almost around the clock, and he is often worn and tired. While we give him due respect and love, his wife is often missed. Though a sweet and caring, loving soul, she's not always on our list. Oh, what a shame we lose so much, for this woman is full of love. And when our preacher married her, was that not directed from above? While our preacher is God's shepherd, his wife excels in little lambs. We need her just as much as him. All this is per God's plan. She stands behind her husband like a shadow ever there, like fresh air, always needed, of which no one is aware. She will put her arms around him when he is down in blue. Why comfort him? This is man of God, because he's human too. She performs her man-doing duties like pressing clothes and washing shirts because she is so eager to have him just look just right for church. When services are over and he is waiting by the door, we shake his hand and thank him. Sometimes she smilingly is ignored. She never seeks attention, but she is content to aid and serve. With a quiet consecration, she holds her talents reserved. So all you members of the church, what I'm trying to tell you, that when God chose the preacher's wife, chose us for the rest of us as well. Show that you appreciate her at the church door. Shake her hand, hug her around her shoulders, and behind her, take her stand. Because without her, he can't do this alone. They're in this fight together to give us what we call Sunday service.
Now I'm just going to give you if somebody has something that they would like to share briefly, I'm going to open the mic so you can come and tell Pastor what you want to say. Do you want to come and say something? Even our visitor wants to come and say something.
God bless you all. We're just honored and humbled to be here. Such a blessing to come up to. We're from a small town in Reynosa, Pueblo. It's 120 miles away, but when we need to get our fire started, we travel 120 miles.
Hallelujah.
We appreciate you guys 100%. We're truly blessed to be here. And my son is, you said you carried the torch on. My son is, and his lovely girlfriend are studying at King's University right now. They're sophomores. And I would just invite him to come share his heart. He was part of our Pastor Appreciation Week. He did something in the service, and I just want to invite him to come share his heart, let you guys know what's on his heart. Thank you for having us here. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I had the honor to address my congregation when we appreciated and celebrated our pastor. And the one thing that stuck out to me, that's the most important thing, is that you can do all these great things for your pastor. You can bless them with gifts. You can give them anything that you possibly can think of. You can say thank you a million times. But the thing that is most important and the thing that goes deeper than any of that is praying for your pastor.
Come on now. Come on.
And I'm not talking about like the little prayers where you sit in your room and you're like, oh Lord, thank you for Pastor. Would you bless him today? No, I'm talking about these specific, direct, targeted prayers, because I believe that pastors get so attacked by the enemy because the enemy hates him. The enemy hates the work that he is doing. And it's so hard for a pastor to carry that alone and to carry the burden of his whole congregation alone. But it's something special and unique when when the pastor's congregation comes behind him and they uplift him, and it just works together. And I often think of this picture in Genesis when Moses, not Genesis, but it's in the Old Testament, when Moses is standing on the mountain and he's praying and his army begins to win, and his arms go up and the army wins, and his arms go down, his army begins to lose. And of course he's doing this all day long, and because he's doing it, his arms get so tired and he can't lift them anymore. So what happens? Two of his friends come to his side and they lift him up for him. Let me tell you something. Being a pastor is not easy work all the time, and you get tired. Am I right? It gets rough. It's just the honest truth. But there's nothing like your friends and your congregation coming along your side to lift your arms and believe with you. So my challenge, I want to charge you guys to pray for your